Hello class, I'm working out of your fundamentals book 3.1 factors and multiples. That's on page 104. To get started, we're going to talk about factors first. If you have a number like 24 and you're asked to find all the factors of 24, then you're going to think within 24 what multiplies together to be 24. 1 times 24, 2 times something, yes. 2 times 12. 3 times something, yes. 3 times 8. 4 times something, yes. 4 times 6. Within the set of 1 and 24, you're listing in ascending order all of the numbers that multiply together as factors to create 24. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. You can also say 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, and 4 times 6. And again, you've listed all of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24 in order. So think 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times until you exhaust all your numbers that can multiply by something to equal the product you're asked about. You're asked to list all the factors of 119. You're going to have to do some work in the margin for this. So right away, you know 1 times 119. Mental math this a little bit. Say 2 will not go into 119. It ends in a 9, not a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. 3, mental math it or work in your margin. You have to say 3 into 119. Your goal is a 0 remainder for it to be a factor. So 3 into 11, okay, that goes 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 11 minus 9 is 2. Bring down your 9. 3 into 29. Well, that goes 9 times, but that's 27. 27 from 29 is a 2 remainder, so 3 is not it. 4. 4 into 11 goes twice. That's 8 of the 11. That leaves 3. 4 into 39 will go 9 times. That's 36 of the 39. That is not a 0 remainder. How about 5? 119 doesn't end in 0 or 5, so right away we know that rule, indivisibility, that's not going to work. What about 6? Well, do some work in your margin. 6 goes into 11 once, and we subtract it. 6 goes into 59 9 times, and 56, that leaves 3 for remainder. 6 isn't going to work. What about 7? Do some quick work in your margin and say, okay, 119 divided by 7. 7 fits into 11 once. Subtract it. 11 minus 7 is 4. We bring down our 9 here. Work above your bring down. 7 into 49, that's 7 times 7 equals 49. Okay, we have a 0 remainder. So yes, indeed, 7 fits into 119 17 times. Actually, we have exhausted all the factors of 119. You'd only be working at this point between 8 and 16 to find the remaining factors, and you can mental math those and keep working to figure that out. But we've listed all 4 factors of 119 at this point. Okay, if we're asked, is the first factor or the first number a factor of the second number you're given something like this, 8 and 142. You're just dividing and looking for a 0 remainder. So do that. 142 divided by 8. Okay. 8 into 1, no. 8 into 14, yes. One time. 1 times 8 is 8. 14 minus 8 is 6. Bring down, work above. So we're going to bring down our 2. 8 into 62 goes 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. Subtract it. That is a remainder of 6. That is not a remainder of 0. So we would say 8 is not a factor of 142. Since 0 is not a remainder. Alright, we worked with factors set inside a big number that is the product. Now we're going to talk about multiples. Think about this. When you have multiples, you're multiplying. When you have multiples, your number is getting bigger because you're multiplying. So if you're asked to list the first 6 multiples of 5, then we would say, well, 0 times 5, 1 times 5, erase, I'm going to run out of room over here. 1 times 5, 2 times 5, 3 times 5, 4 times 5, 5 times 5. Here are your answers, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Multiples are skip counting, just like you learned when you were a little bitty. Alright, again, if you're asked to set, if the second number is a multiple of the first, is the second number a multiple of the first? You're still dividing to find out. You're given something like 3 and 42. Alright, so you're going to say 42 divided by 3. 3 fits into 4 once. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. Bring down our 2. 3 into 12 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. There's a 0 remainder. And we would say yes. 42 is a multiple of 3, because when you get to 3 times 14, that would be 42. Alright, fractions. 0 parts of the whole. 0 parts of 14. Well, that's equal to 0. There are no parts of the whole, and the whole fraction becomes a 0 in the situation. If you had a party and you put 14 cookies on a tray, and all the people that came to the party ate all 14 cookies, there would be 0 of 14 cookies left on the tray. It would be an empty tray. But in this situation, 14 parts of 0. There's no whole to draw from here. There was never any whole amounts of cookies on the tray. So you're saying in this type of fraction that 14 people ate 0 cookies from the tray. So you're just setting out an empty tray. That doesn't make any sense. So when you have a 0 in the denominator, it doesn't make sense. It's called undefined. And we write that as a solution for your answer. I hope this helps, and I'll see you soon.